Good afternoon, everyone. Magandang tanghali. Welcome to our free webinar, Emotional Intelligence Applications for the HR Practice. Yan. Just a quick check because I see a lot of new names. So on the chat box, can you type 1 if this is your first time to join our program or our webinar, free webinar to be exact. Ayan. Ayan, tama ang aking observation. So there's a lot of newcomers. So welcome. I hope that this will be worth your time. So we'll have a 1 hour free talk with the topic on emotional intelligence, one of our signature programs. Ayan. Okay. Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Aimee Turla. I'm the project manager for Talent Reach. We're a human resource consulting company, and we've started doing online programs such as this, both free and public, way back in 2020. And so far, a lot of people have engaged with us and even became our clients in the process. So yeah. So again, welcome to everyone who's joining right now. So just a few house rules, no, so that we can avoid some distractions and you can maximize the 1 hour talk that we're going to have for today. So it's going to, hopefully it ends now 6 o'clock, and hopefully everyone stays up until the end. No? So we'll have a some very special announcements and offers for you as well. All right. So for the house rules, just make sure that you're on mute. We'll have an Q&A at the end. So we should be able to get some questions, answer some questions. Otherwise, you're welcome to send us an email, no? If you have other questions, or reach out to us via our Facebook page. And also keep your video on turned off. No? Maybe later on we'll allow some for those who can unmute if they want to ask questions. So we allow that. But during the session, please keep your audio on mute. Yeah. Okay. And allow me to also, before I introduce our speaker, I just have a few announcements, especially for those joining us for the first time. Yeah. Let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay. So again, Talent Reach is a human resource management consultancy company. We're registered under medyo mahaba, no? So ayan, Arthur La Human Resource Management and Consultancy Services. It was founded in 2015 by, of course, our full-time consultant and managing director, Mr. Ronnie Turla, certified human resource professional. So please do note, if you want to reach out to us, our email address is info.tr@talentreachph.org. So if you have some questions or would like to inquire about our services, just reach out to us through this email. Yan. So we also offer consultancy services. Yan, yun yung mga core services namin, no? HR administration, performance management, job evaluation, and so much more. So we also offer compensation consulting services. Yeah. So we do salary structure and job evaluation services for companies. One of our signature programs, Discovering Emotional Intelligence. So what you're gonna be attending to is just a snippet of yung program, no? So it's a full program yan, one day usually when we conduct it. But we're offering it for free for an hour so that you'll have an idea, no, on the importance of emotional intelligence, especially in the HR practice. Yeah. So we also offer other programs: the Basic Supervisory Program, People Management Program, Leadership Development Program. This is actually parang MBA na to, mini MBA. And also job evaluation. We're going to be announcing very soon when we're going to have this. This is our face-to-face. This is also our most in-demand in-house program. So last year we did it last July 7th. Aming mga attendees. And also we offer a train the trainer program, effective interviewing skills program. We also have the WAVE program, training program, and our trainer and speaker is also a has also written a book. So for those who are in HR, this is a very good guide, especially also for those small businesses who um, would like to have a guide. So this is the ultimate guide for HR professionals and business owners. So you can get the ebook copy. So na-sold out na kasi yung mismong libro, but we have an ebook copy. It's only for 350. All you need to do is just email us at info.tr@talentreachph.org to if you want to get a copy. And so here's our email addresses where you can reach us. So you can do a screenshot para if you want to if you're interested in any of the services. All right. Okay, so I've prepared a short video introduction. So for the benefit of those joining us for the first time, medyo madami-dami tayo, no, na bago. So to introduce our speaker. So Justin, can you? All right, without further ado, I now give the floor to Mr. Ronnie Turla, founder and managing director of Talent Reach, and also a certified human resource professional and a certified social and emotional intelligence coach.
Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to our free webinar for the month of June. This is emotional intelligence application for the HR practice. No? So we're quite overwhelmed, no, because of the turnout of our registration. We were expecting that we would be having this much participant, no, because we've been running this free webinars, no, since 2020, and we've had, you know, a good number of uh, participants who are joining us. No? So again, for those who are first time attending our webinars, so thank you for joining us for this afternoon. So I hope that this will be a worthwhile 1 hour for you, and I hope that I'll be able to inspire you, no, to learn about the topic on emotional intelligence. Yeah. Okay. So of course, we have with us at the background, Aimee and Justine, for us to assist, no, in terms of the admin and the facilitation of our program for this afternoon. Okay, so without further ado, no, let me jump into the topic at hand since we have um, left few minutes, no, to be able to discuss the topic at hand. Okay, so let me now upload my presentation. No? And again, no, for those of us who are wanting to get the copy of this presentation, again, there are some instructions given. So later on, we can remind you about that again for this afternoon's webinar. Okay. So the topic that we have chosen for this afternoon talks about two important things. No? So one is we will talk about how emotional intelligence is applied in the HR practice. No, because I believe, no, that it is important for us to explain, no, for those who are not yet familiar with the term, no, emotional intelligence, and how it affects the practice of human resources. For those who have had no experience of handling HR, definitely you will realize after this webinar that I need to develop this particular emotional intelligence or yung EQ na sinasabi natin. For those of us who have been probably in the practice no already, this might be a review for you to be able to consider, am I practicing emotional intelligence in my practice of human resource management? Again, this is what we're going to cover for the next few minutes for this webinar. So for our outline for this afternoon, here are the major topics that we're going to talk about, okay, for us to be guided as to what are the major things that I will be talking about for this afternoon. Of course, we're going to first define what is emotional intelligence. Next is what are the components that we have. No? So we will talk about in practical terms, how do you try to learn emotional intelligence? No? So also, what is the importance of EI, not AI, in this case, in human resource management? No? So that will be one of our discussion points. No? Also, we're going to look at the emotional intelligence in the HR processes. No? So we're going to look at certain HR processes and functions and how emotional intelligence is applied. No? And of course, we're going to look at what are some of the characteristics that we can possess, or that we can develop in the HR professional. No? So I'll also be providing you some practical strategies on how to be able to apply emotional intelligence in your practice. No? So also I'll be giving a bonus tip regarding what I call an EQ 5-point tool. Okay, this is the first time that I'm going to discuss this in my webinar. So that's why please tune in until the last part of my talk, no? And I will end by providing you an EQ model that you can actually apply in your own practice, no? With a set of questions that you can try to ask for yourself so that you can eventually practice emotional intelligence. Okay, so that will be the coverage of my talk this afternoon. If it sounds interesting, I hope that you will find this an informative webinar for everyone. So again, my credentials is that I am a certified emotional and social intelligence coach. I am credentialed by the Institute for Social and Emotional Intelligence based in Denver, Colorado. And it is also certified by the People Builders Institute from Australia. So I have been accredited since 2022. Okay, and I have been practicing emotional intelligence training and coaching since 2015. So given that exposure, I've had significant experience of coaching, training, and also doing assessment for organizations regarding emotional intelligence. Now, before we proceed, though, I'd like us to do a very quick survey. The link of the survey is located in the chat box. Okay, so I'd like you to check your chat box and I'd like you to um, click the link regarding the survey. So we have a quick survey question that we'd like to ask you for the purpose of interaction. Okay, so Justine, kindly post the link. Ayan. Okay, so the question that we're supposed to answer for this survey question, let me stop sharing first, would be which HR function utilizes the principle of emotional intelligence? So please answer the survey so that we can check how you're practicing EI or EQ in your HR practice. There. Okay. So again, we encourage everyone in the room to participate. This is free, no? So walang bayad yan. Walang bayad yung survey. Okay. There. Okay. So you can just click the link and we'll see, where does most of us practice the EI in emotional or in emotional intelligence in the HR functions. There. Okay. There. Okay. So we can see that, yeah, I think, no, based from this so far, no, survey, we're seeing that um the HR function that utilizes the most, no, in terms of emotional intelligence would be leadership development. Okay, so thank you for participating for this survey question. Okay, let's look at the next follow-up survey question. There, okay. So the next survey question is, does your company support an emotionally healthy work environment? Okay, so you can check three, no? So, ayan, there. So let's see if the participants are in an emotionally intelligent um, work environment. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So far we're seeing that most are having, an emotionally intelligent work environment. Some of us might have are responding as no and not sure. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. There. Okay. So thank you again for participating in this survey question. So generally, I think no the yes has the most answer. Okay, so that's good. That's a good answer. No, but of course, no uh since there's about 80 participants in the room, no? So we have some that have answered, no and not sure, no? Which is again, it's fine, no? So we're practicing here non-judgment, no? For those who are answering the survey, okay? You will remain anonymous in this case. Okay, so thank you again, no, for answering the survey. So again, this survey question gives us a picture of what we're going to discuss for this afternoon. So let me now jump in, no, directly to our topic at hand. So thank you for those who participated in the survey. Okay, so let's now first define, no? So since we're talking about emotional intelligence, no, here is a very simple definition. Usually I use a different definition during my training, both online and face to face, no? But emotional intelligence is a competency, and when you talk about competency, we zero in the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions. So three things, no? So if you will remember EQ, it's all about recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions as well as the emotions of others. Okay? So these three things, no, talks about what emotional intelligence is all about. So that's what EI is all about. No? So emotional intelligence has been present, no, since the 1990s. And again, it has been popularized by Daniel Goleman when he wrote the best-selling book, no, of the same title, Emotional Intelligence, no. And behind that title or behind that book, no, if you look at carefully, two professors, no, Salovey and Meyer, no, from Stanford universities, are those who actually identified uh, a type of intelligence which is considered non-cognitive. When I say non-cognitive, kasi ang intelligence during the time was considered to be cognitive, ibig sabihin mental, okay? Talks about mathematical and linguistic, okay? Now, they found out that there are other, no, types of intelligence, and one of them is emotional intelligence that tries to explain why people can become successful, not just because if you're good at math or English or language, then you can be also considered intelligent, okay? So that's how this particular term came about. That's why there is emotional intelligence right now. Okay, now, when you look at the two main areas of emotional intelligence, it can be broken down into two major categories. You have the personal competence and the social competence, no? And again, under personal competence, you have self-awareness and self-management. And under social competence, you look at social awareness and relationship management. So the two, again, main areas of emotional intelligence is personal and social. No, that's why for some, they even call it social intelligence, no, which is very important if you are a leader, an aspiring leader, or if you'd like to really improve your leadership effectiveness. Okay. It has been found out based on factual research that leaders who have a good grasp of emotional intelligence tends to engage employees better. Okay, so that's again, data is proving us that it is correct. No, that somehow there is a logic to tell us that if a leader develops their emotional intelligence, then definitely, no, they'll be better at leading other people. Okay, now here's a breakdown. No, if you'd like to take a little bit closer, what are the four major scales of emotional intelligence? No, so again, we talk about the personal and social competence. No, and two things comes to mind when it comes to emotional intelligence, as we've mentioned. It is recognition and regulation. Okay, so under self-awareness, here are certain things that we have to remember that we have to protect. No? Self-confidence, being aware of our emotional states, recognizing how our behavior impacts others, and paying attention to how others influence our emotional state. No? So this is important. If you're an HR, no, an HR professional has to be self-aware. No, because remember, an HR professional is a leader. You lead other people. So that's why if you want to lead other people, no, the first person that you need to lead is yourself. Okay? And that's where it comes from, no? Yung self-awareness natin. Now, also in terms of self-management, no, we have to, in the practice of HR, we have to keep disruptive emotions and impulses in check. Okay? You know, are we being too angry? Are we being too moody, no, to other people? No, are we acting in congruence with our values? No? Especially that in terms of decision making, it's important to look at your values. Okay, when you decide on certain things, look for values in terms and principles that you should be acting on. Okay. Also, are you able to flexibly handle change? No, especially if an organization goes through a lot of changes. No, so that's part of self-management. Also, another part of self-management is pursuing goals despite obstacles and setbacks. No, as they say, an emotionally intelligent person, no, is somebody, no, who has a vision for themselves. No, an emotionally intelligent person is a dreamer. No, so meaning, no, if you are a person that has a vision of what you want to happen, that's part of self-management because you're, you know, setting a goal, no, for yourself and for other people requires emotional intelligence. No, if you don't have emotional intelligence, then you would not pursue, no, that particular dream or that particular goal. Okay. Now, on the social aspect, we look at social competence, which is again important in leadership. No, social competence under social awareness means you try to pick up the mood in the room. No, so in a team, for example, if you're handling a team, kailangan we are aware of what are the feelings or emotions of our team members. No, and at the same time, you should be capable of showing that you care, not to other people. Caring what others are going through are important. No? Also, hearing what other people are really saying. Okay, that's why listening is part of social awareness. No, and of course, relationship management would mean in the HR practice we get along well with other people, which is important. If you're an HR professional, no, you need to be able to establish good relationship with other people. No, handling conflict effectively. No, as HR professional, let us not be afraid of handling conflict. No, it is part of our role to have conflicts because remember, no, the purpose of you trying to align people is for you to set what are the values and principles of the company. Okay, and for people to be aligned with that. Okay, and of course, part of relationship management is to use sensitivity to other people's feeling. Okay, that's what we're going to discuss later on. So all of these are major skills, no, of emotional intelligence. Now, the question is, can your EQ be increased? Okay, so this has been, a question that has always been asked in forums. Okay, so sabi nila, it is emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. The question is, can I improve or increase it? So the answer is yes. So the answer, EQ can be increased with practice. Okay? Remember, your brain is hardwired to give emotions the upper hand. Okay? You have a limbic system, which is part of your emotional brain that reacts to events first before we have the opportunity to engage the rational brain. Okay? So EQ requires effective communication between the rational and our emotional brain. So that means pwede mo ma-increase yung emotional intelligence mo over time with practice. Okay? And that's the reason why this kind of webinar that we're offering from Talent Reach, no, it is meant to be able to make you aware that your emotional intelligence can be improved. Okay? Now, EQ is the new yardstick, no, on how we handle other people, and it goes again beyond our intellectual ability and our technical skills, no. Although you might graduate from different courses, for example, but emotional intelligence is something that you need to learn while you're working, no. So the new yardstick of EQ focuses on personal qualities such as initiative, empathy, adaptability, persuasiveness. All of these are not technical skills. That's why it will help you if you learn this particular skill set. Okay? So emotional intelligence is seen as the fundamental factor for success and leadership. And again, the good news, it can be learned. Okay? Pwede siyang matutunan. Okay? Emotional intelligence is working with people. And remember, it is not just about being a nice person. Okay? Just like, diba, if you have watched, probably, no, for those who have recently watched the movie Inside Out Part 2. Okay? So alam na natin that no, our emotions can get the best of us. Yeah, if you're familiar with Riley, no, dun sa Inside Out na movie, no, for those who haven't watched it, baka hindi niyo alam yung sinasabi ko. Kindly watch that movie. It's already in the cinemas right now. Okay, so that's emotional intelligence. Ayan. Okay, so job success and not just survival is important for us, no? Again, in terms of our current economy, no, we need to make sure that we work hard. And here are some of the common complaints, no? I know that you can relate with this, no? In terms of the common employer complaints, no? The lack of social skills, the motivation to keep learning, and the inability to take criticism are some of the common employer complaints, no? And remember, um, when you lack emotional intelligence, it could be a reason why some people can be derailed in terms of their career. No? So you might be asking, bakit hindi ako napapromote? Bakit hindi ako nag-increase in terms of my responsibility? Probably, no, the employer does not see you having that kind of quality, particularly maturity, to accept responsibility. Because remember, for us to accept responsibility means, no, that it is both in the good and the bad. Okay? Remember, when you handle responsibility, it is with the perception that not everything will turn out as expected. That is what they call reality check. So that means that when you do something, no, two things can happen. You could either do it correctly or you could actually commit a mistake. That's where EI comes into mind. Meaning, if I commit a mistake, no, I should learn and have the motivation to correct it. No? Now, if I do it correctly, no, I should also have the humility, no, to be able to say, I still need to learn more things. Okay? So two things can happen to us. That's why if you will possess that kind of quality, no, that you are teachable, that you can learn from other people, no, learn from your bosses, from your colleagues, no, then definitely you do possess emotional intelligence. Now, let's talk about what are the components of the emotional intelligence in terms of the human resource practice. Okay? So I'll be talking about four particular components, no, to talk about how it is applied in the practice of HR. Okay? So let me just check our participants. Are we all doing well? So far, are we nakakasabay ba tayo? Yes? Kindly give me a thumbs up sign if you are so far getting uh, what I'm discussing. No? Ayan. Okay. Okay. So now let me discuss the four. No? Self-awareness, maturity, social skills, and rapport. Okay. Let's start with self-awareness. Again, self-awareness is defined as the ability to recognize your emotions, your strengths and weaknesses, and how your emotions affect your thoughts and behavior. Okay? And one quality of self-awareness is self-confidence. No? Self-confidence is an important aspect of self-awareness because you have to trust yourself to judge your own emotions. No? Uh, just to give you a little bit of on the side, a story. No? I have conducted a recent, 2 weeks ago, I conducted an EQ training for this particular company. No? And when I asked them to identify what are their strengths and weaknesses, it was a resounding area of self-confidence. Okay? So those participants identified as their weakness yung kanilang self-confidence. Okay? So this now tells me that, again, our self-awareness needs to do some work. Okay? So in terms of self-awareness, it's a starting point of practicing emotional intelligence. Okay? So that's the first component, no? Yung self-awareness natin. Okay. Second, maturity. Maturity is the ability to manage our emotions in healthy ways, controlling our impulsive behaviors, taking initiative, following through on promises, and reacting with flexibility to change. Okay. So ito, malaman yung definition natin ng maturity. No? I-break down natin ng konti. Sabi natin dito, manage our emotions in a healthy way. Okay? That means na okay lang na masad tayo. Okay lang na minsan ma-disappoint tayo. Okay lang minsan magselos tayo, for example. But you should be able to regulate it because that's a quality of a mature person. Okay? Controlling impulsive behaviors, for example. Minsan, di ba, ito, madalas nangyayari sa company. Yung mga HR dito makaka-relate. No? Pag yung boss nagalit dun sa subordinate niya, syempre magtatampo yung subordinate, yung staff, for example. No? And for that matter, no, sooner or later, you will realize, no, may magre-resign na. No? Magki-quit na sila ng trabaho. No? So that could be an impulsive behavior. No? Na minsan kapag hindi natin na-check, makikita natin na impulsive yung kanyang desisyon. Okay? Another part of maturity is taking initiative. No? If a person is taking initiative, that means the person is already maturing in the role. No? Hindi na siya kailangan laging sabihan kung ano yung dapat niyang gawin. Minsan, magte-take ng initiative. Kahit hindi siya sinasabihan, that's already a sign of maturity. Okay? So, another one is following through on promises. Okay? If a person is able to deliver based on the promises that he has mentioned, a deadline, so that is already a sign of maturity. Okay? So that's already a good sign that this person is a potential leader. Okay? Also, reacting with flexibility to change. Okay? Especially nowadays, diba? We live in a very uncertain work environment. Okay? So kailangan yung pagre-react natin may flexibility. Yeah, so that's part of maturity, okay? Which is the second component that I've mentioned. The third component this time is social skills, okay? Social skills is the ability to understand other people, recognizing their emotional cues and body language, feeling comfortable socially, and recognizing the dynamics of a group, okay? So yung social skills natin allows you to communicate clearly to other people, influence other people, and also manage our conflict constructively. Okay? So remember, nowadays it's important to recognize that it's okay for us to be different in terms of our opinion, our perspective. Okay? Because in conflict natin, out of conflict or disagreements, we can actually generate very good ideas, for example. Okay? If you remember, di ba, sabi nga natin, yung mga na-invent before, yung mga inventions of early olden times, na-create siya because there was conflict. Ibig sabihin, nagtatalo sila in terms of idea. No? So in this case, when it comes to social skills, we can try to be different in our approaches, in our ideas, and we can be okay with it. Okay? So that's part of social skills, no? We need to influence, you need to communicate what you think, what your opinion is, and you need to express it to other people. Sometimes when we withhold our ideas, for example, sasabihin natin minsan, kunyari sa company, ay hindi ko na lang sasabihin kasi mabibigyan ako ng criticism or people will laugh at me. Okay? In this case, it's important for us to develop our social skills. Okay? So very important for us to look at that as part of our HR practice. Number 4 component this time is rapport, which is the ability to develop and maintain healthy relationship, communicating clearly and working in a team and managing conflict. So in the workplace, relationship management helps you build bonds with coworkers, work towards goals cooperatively, and coach effectively. So yung relationship management is an important component as you become a more mature leader. Okay? So in the HR practice, kailangan ma-develop natin itong aspect na to. Okay? Now, here's an example of what I'd like you to remember. What does it look like kapag mataas yung emotional intelligence mo? Here's a description. Okay? So let me read it for you. No? So team leader Jennifer is highly frustrated about a project and wants to yell at someone. Okay? So that means aware siya, no? Na nagagalit siya or frustrated siya. However, she recognizes that that wouldn't be productive or reflect well on her ability to manage the project or her team. So doon pumapasok yung maturity and social skills, no? So she takes a walk around the building to clear her head and focus on potential solutions. Ayan, so may maturity na siya. When she gets back she discusses this with her team, the solutions with her team, guiding them back into productivity. So the question there is, what just happened? No? Ibig sabihin, no? At the bound of Jennifer trying to be angry with other people or get frustrated with them, so ang ginawa niya, no? Dahil alam niya hindi magiging productive kapag sinigawan niya lang yung mga tao, okay? So yung kanyang maturity and social skills, no? Minanage niya yung kanyang emotion, nagpalamig muna siya ng ulo, hinandle niya yung stress niya, and then when she came back to the team, no, with the maturity that she has, no, she discussed ano yung mga possible solution. Okay? So this is a picture of high emotional intelligence. So that means the presence of self-awareness, maturity, social skills, and rapport. Okay? So nakuha natin kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng what does it mean to have a high emotional intelligence. Okay? So obviously, ang reverse nito, kapag nagalit tayo, no, at hindi tayo naging productive doon sa ating communication with other people, no, that could be considered a low EQ moment for you. Okay? Again, it's not too late, no, in this case. Kailangan lang tandaan natin ano yung mga components para mapakita ko that I am emotionally intelligent with other people. Okay? So, again, why does EI matters? Because in research, high emotional intelligence enhances performance of people. Second, in recruitment, when you choose employees with high EQ, it can actually reduce turnover. Okay? Kaya dapat ang emotional intelligence is one of the set of questions and one of the criteria that you're trying to consider before hiring a person. Okay? Kasi kung medyo masyado siyang emotional, no? Hindi siya tatagal talaga, magta-turnover yung position kasi nga marami siyang i-handle na emotion. Okay? And finally, leaders also with high emotional intelligence tends to be more effective. Okay? That's why if you're hiring supervisors, I suggest that you also take a look at their emotional intelligence by conducting an assessment. Pwede rin kayong magtanong ng mga EQ questions for that person, no, during the interview process. Okay, that's why emotional intelligence matters to HR. Okay, now, here's just a description. No? It's a question that I always get in my classes of EQ. Ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng EQ, IQ, tsaka ng personality? Ito siya. In a very simple way to define it. Okay? So think of IQ or intelligence quotient as your hardware, parang sa computer. No? Your IQ is your ability to internalize information, process problems, and think critically. Okay? Now, yung personality traits natin are more like your hardware. For example, diba, yung if you're introvert or extrovert, no? So, depende sa personality mo how you're going to handle conflict or how you're going to react to changes, no? So that's part of your personality. It is something that more or less you have developed over a period of time. Okay? So it's accumulated, sabi nga natin, itong personality. Now, EQ is your software, no? Because it guides you on how you're going to interact with other people, empathize with them, and handle those around you. Okay? So that's what EQ is all about. So the combination of the three, no, will make you a good leader in this case. Okay? So hindi rin maganda na masyadong mababa yung IQ natin in this case. Okay? It could not compensate for a high EQ. Okay, so let's now discuss the meat of the webinar. Let's talk about how do we apply emotional intelligence this time in the HR function. Okay, so in this case, I will be discussing the 4 application. No? If you remember kanina yung survey question natin, ito yung mga application natin pagdating sa HR function. Okay, I will be discussing one by one so that you can try to identify saan ko pwedeng i-apply yung aking emotional intelligence approach. No? Okay, let's start with recruitment. For recruitment and hiring, what I would suggest in terms of your application, develop job descriptions that will emphasize the importance of emotional intelligence traits such as empathy, communication skills, and teamwork. So dapat sa inyong job description, nakalagay yung mga emotional intelligence components. Okay? Also, I would encourage you to use behavioral interview questions that will assess the candidate's emotional intelligence, such as asking about their experiences in working in teams, handling conflicts, and adapting to change. Okay? And of course, consider emotional intelligence as a factor in the final hiring decision alongside yung kanilang technical skills and their work experience. Okay? So these 3 things you can apply when you're trying to recruit and hire people for the job. Okay? So that's how you can apply emotional intelligence in the HR practice. Okay. So the second one is onboarding and training. So for onboarding and training, try to provide resources and training sessions during onboarding that will focus on self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Okay? You may also want to encourage buddy programs or mentorship programs where the new employees can learn from more experienced colleagues and receive guidance on navigating workplace dynamic. Itong mentorship and buddy program is a proven HR program that will really help your new employee to coast through the challenges of the first 3 months of working in a company. That's why I suggest that you include that as part of your onboarding program. Okay? Also, try to foster an inclusive and supportive environment where employees will feel comfortable expressing their emotions, asking for help, and giving and receiving feedback. Okay? So kailangan, nowadays, kailangan we should create an inclusive and supportive environment in the company. Okay? So ibig sabihin, we try to practice non-judgment with persons who probably has a different opinion, who has a different way of doing things, no? Yung iba yung kanilang the way they speak, the way they dress, for example. So these are all part of inclusivity na sinasabi natin. Okay? So that should be felt during the onboarding. Dapat hindi nila ma-feel na, ay, hindi ako pwedeng magsalita dito, hindi ako pwedeng magbigay ng comment. Okay? Or hindi rin ako, parang natatakot ako to receive feedback because people are very judgmental about me. Okay? So again, in the onboarding and training, particularly for onboarding, importante na yung first few weeks nila in the job should be something that they should remember as they stay in the company. So that's the second function where you can apply emotional intelligence. For the aspect of performance management, try to provide training for managers on giving feedback in a way that is constructive, empathetic, and supportive. By the way, part of the training that we provide in Talent Reach is we provide training on giving feedback. So meron kami ganyang klase ng training na pinaprovide for leaders and managers. No? So if you're interested with that, reach out to us so that we can create and deliver programs either for your company or for individual practice for coaching. Okay? Another one, in terms of performance management, is to encourage regular check-ins between managers and employees. Especially if it's remote work, no? Importante yung check-ins na tinatawag natin. Kasi kailangan yung employee na didiscuss niya yung kanyang goals, progress, and any challenges and concerns. Yun yung purpose ng check-ins. Okay? Also, try to offer resources and support for employees who may be struggling with stress, burnout, or other emotional issues impacting their performance. Okay? So nowadays, kailangan mag-create din tayo ng tinatawag nating employee assistance, especially kapag may mga mental health problems. We can try to tap with other organizations that provide mental health advising, counseling, for example. No? So we can try to connect with them so that we can provide that services to our employees if they need to. Okay? So minsan kasi HR is not enough to be able to do the counseling kasi 'di ba remember HR has a lot of things to do as well. No? So hindi naman lahat ng HR is trained to counsel the employees. Okay? And finally, another part of performance management is to recognize and reward employees who demonstrate high levels of emotional intelligence in their interaction with colleagues, clients, and stakeholders. So that's how you can try to uh, apply emotional intelligence in performance management. Okay? So I hope I hope na nakakakuha tayo ng mga good ideas pagdating sa application ng EI sa HR practice natin. Finally, you have leadership development. For leadership development, try to offer coaching and training specifically focused on enhancing EI competencies for leaders. Nowadays, it's also very important, no? So provide opportunities also for leaders to receive feedback, no? Minsan kailangan din ang leaders tumatanggap din ng feedback. Hindi naman laging kailangan si leader ang nagbibigay ng feedback. Okay? So that's part of developing emotional intelligence kasi kailangan marunong din silang tumanggap. Kung kaya nilang tinetrain sila kung paano magbigay, no, to give feedback, they should also learn how to receive the feedback. Okay? Also, part of leadership development is to encourage leaders to role model the behavior, no, that demonstrate empathy. So importante ito, yung role modeling kasi sabi nga natin, 'di ba? One of the important principle of leadership is role modeling. 'Di ba? If our leaders cannot role model the behavior, no? Na sabihin natin na dapat hindi ako magagalitin for example, pero makikita mo naman sa workplace na yung leader ang unang galit na galit for example pagdating sa mga difficult situations. So in this case, we need to learn how to handle our emotions, no? Because sooner or later, no, talagang tayo yung titingnan ng ating mga employees, no? So again, these are the different ideas that you can try to practice pagdating sa emotional intelligence. Now again, ano naman yung 5 characteristic natin para mapakita natin that we are an HR professional and practicing emotional intelligence. So let's look at some of the characteristics. Okay. So for self-awareness, na sinabi natin kanina, no? One practice that I could tell you that you can do, no? To build your self-awareness is to practice journaling. Okay? Journaling helps you deepen your understanding of yourself, and this is particularly helpful when trying to work through complicated emotions such as grief or anger. Okay? So it's very important for us to be self-aware of what's happening with us in terms of our emotion. So that's one of the thing that I'd like to recommend to you. Okay? So remember, di ba? Kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng impulses, no? Yung ating emotional intelligence helps us decide on what do I do with this particular situation. Sabi nga natin, di ba, we have two parts of our brain, the rational and then the emotional brain. Okay? And always remember, when you're in a very difficult situation, in a stressful situation, try to remember yung tinatawag nating trigger model. Okay? In the trigger model, our emotional reaction will trigger yung tinatawag nating self-talk. Di ba? Yung self-talk na sinasabi natin, you can either choose, no, to have a positive self-talk, or sometimes we can be influenced by our negative self-talk. Okay? And sometimes, when we're influenced with our self-talk, minsan marirealize natin, bakit ko nga ba sinabi yon? Bakit ko nga ba ginawa yon? Or bakit ko inisip yung aspect na yon? So sometimes, we need to reflect on ourselves, especially dun sa mga pagkakataon natin sa HR, na meron tayong nasasabi sa ibang tao, na sometimes we regret telling that person. Okay? So we need to be able to take hold of our emotional reaction, no, and think about what would be the impact of what I'm going to say to that person. Okay? So later on, as we wrap up our session, I'm going to give you a bonus tip, no, that you can use, especially when you're handling a stressful situation, and ano ba yung dapat kong sabihin, no? Because remember, communication is an important aspect in the HR practice. Okay? Yung communication skills natin influences how we are to be trusted by our employees. Okay? Kapag yung ating communication is congruent, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung sinasabi natin, yun din yung ginagawa natin, no? We build credibility with other people. Pero kapag ang nakikita nila, for example, iba yung sinasabi natin sa ginagawa natin, nagkakaroon sila ng distrust with us as HR. So that's why we need to build our credibility by looking at the impact of our words, of our actions, and how we think for other people. So itong trigger model is an important part of emotional intelligence na dapat pinag-iisipan natin, especially when we are in a very emotional situation. Okay? So again, it is a tip that I'd like to give to you. Okay. Now, again, part of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. Paano natin pwedeng ma-practice to? Okay, number one, if we made a mistake, own up to it. No, everybody makes a mistake. No, lahat ng tao magkakamali. No, ang importante lang, no, tinatama natin yung pagkakamali natin. Okay? Pangalawa, be humble about your success. Huwag masyadong mayabang pag kunyari marami ka ng accomplishment sa buhay mo. Okay? Be humble about it. You know, because sooner or later you'll realize that other people will be jealous of you kapag hindi ka masyadong humble. Okay? Third is be honest about your shortcomings. So kung nagkukulang ka, no, huwag ka na maging defensive, sabi nga natin. Kasi minsan, di ba, ang tao na hindi emotion intelligent, laging defensive, no? Laging may tinatanong ka, parang lagi siyang anxious na ano bang gusto itanong nitong tao na to, no? Parang lagi siyang may ganong iniisip, no? So, in that case, be honest, no? Kung nagkamali ka, then tell other people that you made a mistake, and you'll try better. Okay? And, of course, take responsibility when appropriate. Okay? So, tanggapin mo kung talagang meron kang kinalaman doon sa problema, and take responsibility for it. Okay? It will then make you less of a person. Okay? If you do that. Another, of course, is empathy. No? Empathy, the practice of empathy is simply imagine yourself in someone else's shoes. Okay? Picture how you'd feel if you were in their situation. You'll probably be able to relate more easily than you think. Okay? And in practicing empathy, practice active listening. No? So instead na lagi kang ikaw yung nagsasalita, ikaw yung muna yung makinig doon sa person. Kunyari yung mga tao mo, kunyari meron silang gustong sabihin, no? Huwag ka muna mag-sermon. Makinig ka muna kung ano yung gusto nilang sabihin. Okay? And it's always good to approach a conversation from a place of curiosity. Ibig sabihin, parang dapat as HR, maging curious ka, bakit kaya nangyayari sa mga tao to? Kasi minsan, di ba, kaya tayo hindi nagkakaroon ng empathy sa ibang tao kasi meron na tayong judgment doon sa nakikita natin. For example, no, yung employee na may attendance problem, no, alam na kagad natin kung ano yung sasabihin natin sa kanya. Okay? Without first listening to the person. Okay? So again, reflect on your emotion that you observe in your employees and give them a chance to elaborate or even correct you if necessary. Okay? Also, motivation. No? Pagdating sa motivation, para ma-develop mo yung strong motivation, try to routinely set and evaluate new goals for yourself. No? Try to practice optimism. Be optimistic. No? Medyo bawasan mo yung masyadong Facebook na negativity. Okay? Focus on you and your employees' inherent value for the team. Okay? Para mag-foster ng purpose and achievement. Okay? So, yun yung motivation natin. Kailangan, no? May ano natin yung motivation natin. Meron tayo dapat looking forward to something. Okay? And of course, the fifth one is our social skills. You can improve this by practicing active listening and communicating to understand problems. Okay? Be able to communicate with your employees well. Okay? Para kapag may problema sila, kayo ang lalapitan nila, no? Hindi nila i-chismis na may problema sila with you. Okay? Having a strong social skill will help you resolve conflict and notice trends within the workplace. So because you'll be a trustworthy person, people can come to you when they need assistance or support. So dapat ang HR, kayo yung nilalapitan, hindi tayo nilalayuan ng mga employees natin. So dapat yun ang ma-develop nating social skill pagdating sa HR practice. Okay? Now, as I wind up my discussion for this afternoon, no, let me offer to you yung tinatawag kong EQ 5-point tool. Okay? So, pwede niyong gamitin to kapag meron tayong tao na kinakausap na medyo hindi tayo in agreement. No? Or in short, parang may conflict tayo. Okay? So, ito yung tinatawag ng EQ 5-point tool. Okay? So, let me give the example for this one. Ito. So, yung EQ 5-point tool, pwede natin siyang gamitin by expressing to the person, for example, no, when I talk to the person, when you often arrive late for our meeting, take note that the situation, diba? So, I feel disrespected. That's our emotion. Take note, no, the word is I feel. Okay? So that means meron kang emotion na ini-express dun sa tao, no? So, kailangan i-explain mo bakit mo pakiramdam na disrespect ka? Because it wastes time. Yun yung konteksto. Bakit mo sinasabi doon sa tao? Now, number 4, in the future, can we agree that you will be always on time? So that is what the feedback and the suggestion is to the person. And finally, you ask that person, is that okay? Do you agree with that? Okay? So, yan yung tinatawag nating 5-point tool para when you're trying to talk to a person na medyo you're not in agreement or sometimes may conflict ka, pwedeng gamitin mo itong 5-point tool para sabihin sa kanya kung ano yung naiisip mo, ano yung nararamdaman mo, and come to an agreement, no, in the future, in the next time. So ito yung tinatawag nating 5-point tool na pwede mong gamitin, no, para ipakita sa kanya that you can handle your emotions well, that you are an emotionally intelligent person. Okay? So yan yung tinatawag nating EQ 5-point tool. Ayan. Now again, here are some of my last few strategies that I'd like to leave with you pagdating sa improving your emotional intelligence practice. Okay? Number 1, sa self-assessment, reflect on your emotions and reactions, no? Every now and then, dapat mag-reflect tayo. Ano ba yung sinabi ko doon sa tao? Baka medyo nasosobrahan ako doon sa pagsasabi sa kanya. So, make sure that you try to reflect, no? Also, be mindful, no? Be present and be aware of your feelings, no? Kung masaya ka, pakita mo sa kanila na masaya ka. Kung medyo nalulungkot ka, sabihin mo sa mga tao na medyo nalungkot ako doon sa nangyari. Okay? Be mindful, no? In giving feedback, seek constructive criticism from other people and learn from it. No? Kung gusto mong matuto from other people, learn from other people who has more achievements than you. Okay? And they will give you feedback about your performance. No? Also for empathy, try to understand other people's perspective and feelings every now and then. No? And for relationship management, work on effective communication and conflict resolution skills. No? Iwasan natin na marami tayong nakakaaway sa company or even sa trabaho natin. Okay? That is not a sign of an emotionally intelligent person. Okay? And consistent practice and the willingness to learn from our experiences is the key para ma-improve mo yung emotional intelligence mo in the workplace. Okay? Finally, as I wind up our discussion for this afternoon, let me leave you with this particular HR model. Okay? So ito yung EQ model that I'd like you to remember. And of course, this will be part of your handout in terms of how you're going to practice emotional intelligence in the HR function. Okay? So take note, may mga key questions. For self-regulation, ano yung pwede kong gawin? How can I control it? Okay? Huwag tayong magpadala sa stress, no? I-control natin yung ano yung pwede natin gawin. That's part of self-regulation. Okay? Self-awareness, ano yung nararamdaman ko? How does that impact me? Okay? So, remember to reflect on who you are as a person. Okay? In terms of motivation, you ask yourself, why should I do it? And if you ask other people, why would they do it? No? So take a look at ano yung iniisip ng ibang tao, ano yung motivation nila. So you can use that, no, to be able to motivate other people. Also for social skills, no, pagdating sa mga issues, what can we do about it? Okay? And what am I experiencing from them? Okay? So kailangan makuha natin yung support ng ibang tao. And at the same time, the social awareness, how is everyone else feeling about the situation? Okay? How is it impacting them? Okay? Can I relate to that? No? Yun yung parang pagpapakita natin ng empathy. No? So I hope no itong model na to would serve as your guide for your practice of the HR profession, no, using no the field of emotional intelligence, no. So I hope no na given this very short period of time, no, nakita natin on the importance of emotional intelligence. Okay? And of course, um I'd like to as I end my talk for this afternoon, I'd like to make a very quick offer before we usher into the Q&A of our session for today. Okay? So, ito yung aking offer. So, you have three options after attending this program. No? Of course, option one is keep on attending our regular webinars because we will be providing other chances about emotional intelligence practice. No? So definitely that's a commitment from Talent Reach. Option number two, you have the option if we can conduct a discovering program for your company, you can reach out to us through our contact information, and we will be more than glad to help you conduct a one-day training online or face-to-face with your co-employees or your company. Okay. And option number three is you can take an EQ assessment, no, and you can avail of a free 30 minutes coaching from me as your emotional intelligence coach. Okay. So think about it, no? Again, all of these three options are ways of how we can try to continue learning about emotional intelligence. So ito yung naisip naming options of how we can help you improve your emotional intelligence, especially if you're in the HR practice. Okay? So if you think about it, kung ano yung option na naiisip mo appropriate for you right now, no? I'd like us, no, if you're, if you have a certain option in mind right now, try to type that in the chat box and we'll take note of that for you. Okay? So, i-type niyo yung either 1, 2, or 3 para malaman namin anong option yung para sa inyo. Okay? So with that, no, let me close my talk on emotional intelligence in the HR practice. Let me now usher our question and answer portion.
Ayan. Okay, again, thank you to everyone who's still with us, no? So, maraming salamat for those who actually joined, no? Sa history talaga ni Talent Reach, no? So, we're always thankful because our attendance rate and our stay rate, no? It's been really consistent. So maraming salamat po sa inyo. So for those who are typing, no, 1 and 3, lalo na yung nag-type ng 3, please make sure that you take note of our email address. That's info.tr@talentreachph.org. You need to reach out to us in order that we can provide you the instructions on how you can avail of option 3, no, to take the assessment. It's you'll be asked to take an EQ appraisal form online, and we will provide you a summary. And then in the 30-minute coaching session, you will be given the interpretation and also some recommendations. So it can be done individually, or if, yeah, sige.
Yeah, let me just no. For option number 3, if you take that as a part of our services, no, we will be providing you the results of the assessment and also what are strategies that you can apply. Just like yung shinare ko kanina sa inyo, I will be providing to you a printed copy of strategies that you can apply on the 4 areas. Okay, obviously, di ba, syempre, when I coach you, nasa sa inyo naman yan kung paano ipapractice kasi iba-iba tayo ng backgrounds. Okay? So you need to be able to intentionally practice yung mga strategies na sasabihin ko sa inyo based on sa results ng inyong assessment. Okay? So, yung assessment na yan, wala akong kinalaman dyan, i-answer nyo lang siya. Okay? So, I will just guide you on how you can improve your emotional intelligence.
Ayan. Okay. So for the questions, I think so far we have received 3 here, no? So let me just scroll up. Okay. Okay. The question is, okay, from Helen. Cite an example of behavioral question to check the EQ of an applicant.
Okay. Probably, no, if you are interviewing an applicant, for example, you may want to ask that person, was there a time, no, that the person failed to be able to deliver projects on time, no? And then, paano siya nag-adjust dun sa adjustment for the project, for example, if the person is an applicant, no? So, in that case, malalaman mo, is this person mature? No? Kasi sabi nga natin, yung emotional maturity, yun yung tinitingnan mo sa person, whether the person is open to correction, is the person open to learning from other people, no, that are probably better or more advanced than him or her. So in that case, yun yung mga questions na pwede mong itanong. No? By the way, no, if you're interested with that, I think mga third or fourth quarter for this year, we're going to conduct the art of interviewing, which is on the aspect of behavioral interview. So please watch out for that. No, we will be having a webinar for that program.
Yes. Okay, next question is from Dunstan. His question is, can empathy be abused? If yes, how can it be regulated?
Okay. Definitely, I agree that sometimes empathy could be seen, no? Others, sinasabi nga nila na parang empathy daw could be seen as a weakness, no, on the part of the leader, no? I totally disagree with that, no? Because when you practice empathy in the right way, you need to practice empathy, no, with the context of responsibility. Meaning, when you show empathy to a person that you understand them, you should also be able to give, no, a feedback to the person on what the person can do. Okay? Kasi ibig sabihin, hindi natatapos na naintindihan mo kung ano yung nararamdaman niya. You always have to remember, no? Pagdating sa the aspect of relationship management, sabi nga natin, no, tinuturo natin 'yon sa mga participants na there are two sides of the story, pero may third side. Ibig sabihin, what do we need to do? No, ibig sabihin, no, you can empathize with that person. I understand what you're feeling. You can express that, no? Pero at the end of the day, if you're the leader, anong gagawin natin? Yun yung importante. So, para hindi ka ma-abuse, no? Pakita mo that you understand what they're going through, no? And come up with a solution. Yun yung way para hindi tayo ma-abuse.
Yes, okay. Next question here. Ito, very interesting question. We get this a lot. Okay. From Dustin also. Nowadays, the younger generation resonate the vibe of being non-apologetic. Sorry, not sorry, because of being honest and vocal of their emotions and feelings. From an EQ standpoint, how can we address and handle these?
Okay. I think it's important, no? Yung sinasabi natin with the current generation, I think where it's coming from is the lack of self-awareness, no? Because remember, when a person becomes more mature, over time, over through experiences, ma-realize nila that the real world is very far from how they look at it when they started. No? So obviously, there are different problems and challenges that they will encounter. And kinakailangan nila na magkaroon sila ng determination. Okay? Di ba meron nga sinasabi parang there should be that grit na tinatawag, no? Na kumbaga hindi ka lang basta mag-give up sa ginagawa mo, kundi you will pursue, no? Sabi nga natin. And we need to allow them, no, that kind of parang room for them to grow. Okay? Kasi minsan ang pwede nangyayari sa atin if we're let's say if we're from a different generation, like if you're a baby boomer or you're a Gen Xer or even a millennial, for example, we tend to judge the person immediately. Okay? So we need to give them some space, no, to express themselves, no? Kasi hindi natin ma-realize na dati ganun din naman tayo actually, no? Hindi lang natin na-realize. Okay? So we're just going through, no, the cycle of maturing into the position. Ayan. So that's why we need to guide them. We need to role model, no? So ang masasuggest ko, kung nakita mo na hindi mo nakikita yung gusto mo sa kanya, i-role model mo sa kanya. You need to lead them. Yeah. Unmute.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, there's a question here from Elden. How is personality connected to emotional intelligence?
Well, as they say, personality is something na we have developed over time, no? Sometimes it influences our emotional intelligence kasi we have a certain tendency. For example, di ba? Yung sinasabi nating introvert and extrovert, for example, no? Pwede nating masabi na pag introvert tayo, we tend to be very sensitive in that case, no? So, but again, being sensitive could be an example of a low EQ. Kapag lahat na lang ng issue parang sensitive ka, for example. So, kailangan pipiliin mo rin kung ano yung mga issue that you can adapt basically. Okay? So, kailangan mag-a-adapt din tayo. So, in that way, yun yung connection ng personality natin na pag personality natin, we have to work with different types of personality. Kasi pag hindi tayo marunong mag-deal with different types of personality, yung ating emotional intelligence, mababa yung perception sa atin, yung maturity natin kapag bibigyan na tayo ng promotion para bang mag-iisip yung company mag-promote kasi parang very few lang yung kasundo mo na klase ng personality. So kailangan, no, matutunan natin to deal with different types of personalities.
Yeah, okay. And I also believe na hindi naman constant yung ating EQ level, no? So there will
Yes.
be moments when we'll be able to practice high EQ or ang mataas ang EQ natin. But we will definitely have those low EQ moments because we're not always, we don't always have the, it's not constant. That's why practice will help us,
Yeah.
strengthen that skill. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Another question here, also from Elden. Is emotional intelligence a mindset?
Well, I would say, no, when you say it's a mindset kasi definitely it influences, no. There are certain models that tells us that yung emotional intelligence influences our attitude and all, no. So that's why I would say, yes, I think it is connected, no. When you're emotional intelligent person, makikita mo na hindi ka madaling maapektuhan ng mga challenges, no, setbacks, for example, no. That's why sabi nila minsan yung EQ is also related to adversity, no? Meron mga lumalabas before yung adversity quotient na tinatawag. Which is again, no, parang connected pa rin siya sa emotional intelligence.
All right. So if you have one more question, I think we can do one more question, but we're gonna post a feedback form. No, so at Talent Reach, we always want to provide you with practical programs that will be useful to you and also worth your time. So again, for those that for the 80 of you that's still here, maraming salamat. So the link for our feedback form, there's just 5 questions. Please do help us, no? And you can even put some topics that you would like us to cover as a program or maybe as a paid program. Again, if you would like to watch the replay, we will be posting this webinar on our Facebook page, also on our YouTube channel. Just search for Talent Reach. Yeah, so we'll be posting this so that if you would like to review and watch this program again, you can do so on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Ayan. So meron pang isang last question, no? Before we end the session. Is self-speaking usually has negative impact for emotional intelligence? I think
Okay.
self-talk.
Yeah, okay. Let me explain that, pag sinabi nating self-talk, that happens in your mind, no? Pag sinabi naman natin kinakausap mo yung sarili mo, that's not a healthy sign of emotional intelligence, no? Importante na matatandaan natin, part of emotional intelligence is how we express and how we disclose ourselves to other people. Okay? So hindi lang kailangan kinakausap mo yung sarili mo. Okay? Because that runs into your mind, no? So magkaiba yan. So yeah, definitely different.
Okay, so again, medyo nag-extend na tayo. Maraming salamat. 16 minutes na yung in-extend natin. So maraming salamat again. If you would like to attend more of these kinds of programs, please make sure that you're following us on our Facebook page. Unti-unti, no, mag-ano din kami sa TikTok. We're also on TikTok, by the way, but our main platform would be, of course, our website, www.talentreachconsulting.com, and also our YouTube channel where you can find some of the videos. But most of the videos you can find, or the free webinar, on our Facebook page. So I encourage you, follow us kasi we never take down any of the free webinars, no, na in-offer namin, na pinost namin. So you can go back and watch it at your convenience time. Ayan, maraming salamat, and I do hope that we see you again in our upcoming programs. So abangan nyo, job evaluation and designing pay structure. This will be done in August. We'll be announcing it very soon on our platform. So make sure if you're on an email, ipapadalan din namin kayo if you're interested with that, especially if for your company. Meron din kami mga special offers, especially dun sa mga regular attendees namin. Ayan. So please do reach out to us if you have any questions or if any of our services interests you. Ayan. So maraming salamat ulit. Have a good rest of the day and rest of the week, and see you again next time. Goodbye, everyone. Maraming salamat.